Class rank is identified and calculated through a student's GPA. It involves knowing the number of students in a class and their grade point average, which is calculated by their semester grades, and that's a numerical basis. And as they accumulate those semester grades, then those are numerically calculated to determine a specific number or grade point average. And then the students are basically from 1 to however many are in the class, we'll say 500. Their GPA is then placed in numerical order so that they have a particular position in the class.
Well, more specifically for Texas, class rank is important because of the top 10% law. So when you're looking at the top 10% automatic admissions into state public schools, that is very important.
In the state of Texas, rank is definitely an important issue because of our state law. And knowing that we have the law, the students must have a rank identified for the top, up through the top 10% of their class. And for this year, for the University of Texas at Austin, it's through the top 9% of their class. Colleges and universities outside of the state of Texas may not even look at rank. They may be more concerned with just the student's actual grade point average that they see on their transcript in the classes that they're taking. There are opportunities for students where their rank could be beneficial in college admission decisions, and in other schools and other universities it may not be a factor at all.
Or the information that we want students to take away from the class rank is that for them to know where their position is in their school, so that they can decide whether or not to put rank on their transcript.
So when students are considering rank or the issue of rank, one of the criteria to consider is, are they going to stay in the state of Texas to attend college? And if they are, that's where rank could be a significant factor for them, since some of the colleges identify admission based on rank and SAT or ACT scores, either for first quarter or all the way through to fourth quarter.
So knowing your positioning as far as rank will help you make that decision with the schools that you want to apply to.
And the school board and the task force that was assigned to research this as well finally came up with the idea that for this year they would support a policy and propose a policy where the students had a choice in making the decision as to whether or not their rank will be posted on the high school transcript. And this really is unique because most school districts are an either-or situation. So the students have the opportunity to make sure that their transcript reflects who they are in the best way possible. And if rank is not to their advantage, then they can elect to sign the form along with their parent's signature and not have rank showing on their transcript. And if rank is in their best interest and helping them in terms of the colleges they've decided to apply to, then they have the opportunity to say, yes, I do want rank. So it is just for this year, and it will sunset on June 30th of 2012. So for any siblings that may be in high school, 9th, 10th, or 11th grade, we reassure parents that they do not need to worry about this particular policy until we find out what the school board elects to do next summer.
With looking at the factor of if you choose not to show your rank, it's really up to the student to really tell their story through their application, through their essays, of how you want the university to read your application. So it's important that when looking at doing the application, even if a college says do not include an essay or your essay is optional, I would suggest that a student do submit in an essay so that they can tell their story through that application and through that essay of how you want the university to read the information they've placed on the application. I want them to know that they're empowered with this option of choosing whether to rank or not rank on their transcript, and view it as an opportunity to really tell your story with the application. You have the control now to make that decision in order to see what would be the best opportunity to get accepted into the college. Just also note that with this particular point of whether you're deciding to rank or not rank, that Texas is the only state that really focuses in so heavily on rank. That if you're looking to apply in a college outside of the state of Texas, they're not really stressed or put that strong of an emphasis on class rank. So I want the students and the parents to take away that they have all these options that they want to consider whether placing the rank on their application or on their transcript or not. And just also to consider financially what scholarship opportunities that they can have with showing rank or not showing rank. So be empowered with this decision that based on the college, what would be the best opportunity for you in order to make this decision clear.
Some of the external scholarships that come into play, rank can definitely be a determinant. And locally, we cite the Livestock Show and Rodeo Metropolitan and the Opportunity Scholarship and the Houston Endowment Jesse Jones. Those are external scholarships that definitely require rank in order for the student to be considered. And the school board has made a provision for those external scholarships that if a student qualifies and wants to be considered, they will allow in those unique cases for rank to be placed on a student transcript for those individual scholarships alone. For the traditional university scholarships, that is not necessary at all. So again, we just ask the students on the handouts that we've provided, there's a chart that shows not only admissions criteria but scholarships, to review that when they're looking at their list of colleges for admission to see if that would benefit them in terms of a scholarship.
They can definitely look at this task force website and get there's plenty of information on that task force website. They can go to collegeforalltexans.com, which is a great resource to look for schools in Texas. The Common App has information based on the school's deadline and information so that they can be clear on what those deadline dates are for the university. That's an absolutely wonderful resource. They can also contact their counselor at their school or their registrar for more information about where their position is with rank and GPA. That's very important for them to have that information to make that decision. So those are some resources that they can look towards to getting answers for their decision for whether they want to rank or not rank. We are having forums at each of the high schools for parents and students to discuss how they feel about the rank, or the opportunity to rank or not rank on their transcript. So there is an opportunity for students to view their opinion as well as parents to view their opinion on this. And what I do want families to understand that our district is very diverse of the type of students that we have as governing each of the different schools. So there's a lot of opportunities and a lot of discussion that needs to be had about what would be best for our school district. So what I want parents and students to do is really get informed about all the studies that's been done about class rank, the advantages and the disadvantages of the ranking system, so that they can be well informed of how they can look at their situation or what's beneficial for their school, because what's beneficial for one might not be beneficial for another, so they have to do research and not go into this process uneducated about what the information or what the data shows, but more so look at it on a case-by-case situation or a school-by-school situation to see what you think would be best overall, because there's not a student that we want to have be a disadvantage for them whether they rank or don't rank. So we want to make fair to all students to have this opportunity for college admissions and looking at their future career options. So I want them to really think and do the research on it to see what would be best for their school as a whole for making this class rank decision. And please attend the forums so that you can hear the discussions that are happening.